Okay, and we don't want to do that. Hi you guys, welcome back to Syra Vlog. If you're here, thank you so much for tuning in. Cooking this delicious Tinga de Pollo. You guys are going to love it. This is my dad's recipe. I remember him making this Tinga de Pollo literally since I was so young. And it's so good, so easy. You only need a few ingredients, I promise you guys. This is one of those dishes, I just feel like it's one of those dishes that you just have to have. Like, you have to at least try it, okay? So, if you want to learn how to make this delicious Tinga de Pollo, please keep on watching. And don't forget to like this video, comment on this video, share it. Yes, and I know this, look at this little piece of hair. Side note, it's just doing its own thing. But thank you guys so much. All right, let's get into the recipe. So you will need 2 bone-in chicken breasts along with 2 bay leaves added to your chicken, and you actually need a 3rd bay leaf, which is towards the end. Don't worry, I will list all the ingredients down below, but yes, bay leaf. You will also need 6 Roma tomatoes, 1.5 onion, 1 can of chipotle peppers, salt, lettuce, sour cream, 1 lime, some black pepper, chicken bouillon, and of course, last but not least, your tostadas. I also added some salt to my chicken. That way the chicken broth will have some salt in it. And there's 2 more ingredients that we're going to add. I moved my chicken outside. We're going to do about 1/4 of an onion and 2 garlic cloves and just let that boil. Now that we're waiting for that chicken to boil, we are going to chop up our toppings, which is lettuce. If you don't want lettuce on top, it's totally optional. You can even just do avocado or whatever you prefer. You could do cabbage, or even just a tostada with a tinga by itself is perfectly fine, but I just like it with the lettuce. Next, I'm going to cut up our onion in rounds. This is what we are going to saute our sauce in, and our chicken and everything's just going to marinate together. Preferably, this is what I'm talking about, where you want to have yellow onion. I only had white onion, so I just used what I had. Again, it's no big deal, but just preferably if you have that, just go ahead and use it. Now that our chicken is boiling, we're ready to make our sauce. So in a blender, I'm going to add the 6 Roma tomatoes along with 2 garlic cloves, a little piece of onion. Now, if you have yellow onion, use yellow onion. It's a little bit sweeter. I only had white, so I just used what I had. Now I'm adding about the whole can of chipotle peppers. I only left like 1 or 2 in the can, because that's like perfect to my spice level. But again, if your spice level is a little bit less, then just add about half first. Then you can taste it and see if you could just add more. I'm also adding some chicken broth, and I ended up adding a little bit more just because my blender's not that great, so I had to just help my blender a little bit. Then I'm adding some chicken bouillon, about 1.5 teaspoons I would say. Now just remember, your chicken broth has salt as well, So just keep that in mind. I know it looks like a lot of salt, but I promise this was like actually perfect. I felt if I would have added more chicken bouillon or more salt in general, it would just be too salty. But this one in this way was perfect. Now that your sauce is nice and blended, make sure you are tasting it too. So taste it as to salt level, to your spice level, and if you need to, you can strain it, but honestly you don't need to strain this sauce. And yeah, so we're almost ready to put everything together. Perfect. That's the consistency you want. After 20 to 25 minutes, our chicken has finished cooking. And now I'm just going to strain our chicken broth as well. You can always save this for something else. My mom likes to make rice with this. You can make soup. Just save it and wait for your chicken to cool down so you can move on to shredding the chicken. So now that the chicken is cooled off, I went ahead and shredded it. And you want to make sure that you're picking out all the bones from the chicken, any like skin or anything like that. Just make sure you get rid of that. You want your chicken to be nice and just shredded. Alright, so now we're ready to put everything together. So in a pan, I put a little bit of oil, and now I'm just going to saute our onion rounds. So that onion that we cut up earlier, you're just going to throw it in. Make sure your heat is on medium low. You don't want to burn your onion. You simply want to soften your onion just until it's nice and soft. And just keep sauteing it until you get kind of like a golden color. Just want them to change in color and get soft. After your onion is this brownish color, go ahead and add your sauce. And again, keeping your heat on a medium low. And I just like to rinse my blender with a little bit of water just to kind of get rid of the excess tomato sauce in there. And then just mix it a little bit and let it come to a simmer. Just wait about 5 to 8 minutes, I believe, until this starts to simmer and getting to this bubbling stage. Once you get to this point, go ahead and add in your chicken. Once you have incorporated your onion, your chicken, remember that third bay leaf I forgot? Go ahead and add it in. Let it sit for 5 to 8 minutes and leave it on low. The pollo. I put a little bit of lime, lettuce, and sour. Let's try. So good. You guys have to try this. It's so simple.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you try this. Stay tuned.